Okay, now this video is basically just going to be more like me giving you some useful information, or perhaps more like an encouragement. I want to encourage you that regardless of where you're coming from or the kind of background, professional background you have, it still really would be like a waste. There are ways you can, maneuver through. There are way you can go about it where that skills you have already would be vital when you come to Malta. Okay, I want to cite some examples. I want to give you some examples that make you believe that if you go one way or the other, if you go about it properly, you might just get here and discover that the thing you thought were not relevant back home, or the skills you have back home, could really help get. Okay, welcome back. Let me just quickly say thank you to everyone. For those of you that have been my fan, and if I see my face for the first time, this is J.O.S Travel Abroad. My content is basically about what you need that would aid or help you migrate abroad easily. And in case there's any other thing you want to share or ask me, feel free to leave that in the comment section. So I'll ask through my email if you want to reach out to me for any kind of one-on-one talk, like a consultations or any kind of advice concerning how to migrate abroad. And if you watch some of my videos, you would understand where I'm coming from, the angle I'm talking from. So don't let me waste more time and let's just dive right into today's video. All right, now what I actually wanted to talk about is to tell you, give you guys practical examples, like real examples of why I believe your skills really will not be a waste. Whatever skills you might have back home might not really be a waste if you get down here. And whatever skills you choose to come and learn here really would have its own benefit and advantage. It really wouldn't be a waste. And you'll be surprised sometimes how this thing can help you get that job that you least expect based on the fact that you have the skill. All you just need to do is whenever you have the opportunity to sell yourself, to let them know you have this particular skill, please do not hesitate to do so because you will be shocked at when this thing will become the key thing that eventually land you that job. So now let me cite an example. The first example here to let you know that what I meant is now, if you watch one of my videos or you work like by one or two of my videos, I mentioned that there are two of these where they are my classmates, and I mentioned that they have opportunity to learn forklift driving. You know, forklift driving basically for logistic warehouse stuff. And I said one of them got retained after that training. Now, I had an opportunity to discuss with him to also understand more. Now, when he retained him, his job basically was to start talking, calling anyone who applied for that training with the company or the organization. He's only like call them to remind them you have a social training today on this and that. And then when they arrive the place, the training ground, he is also one of the instructor. Like he's now teaching any of these students or applicants that will be applying to learn forklift. So he's not more or less like an assistant instructor. Most of the time when the man is not there, he'll be the one to lecture them. And I think he's good at it that yeah, he's getting that recommendation. So the point wasn't just to bring up the stories that he learned a forklift and is also now more like a customer care and assistant instructor, but that he was able to like he mentioned to me while we were talking at a point one day like that. Some of the students he has taught, he could say about two few of them, they've been able to start like applying for jobs in places like Finland, Netherlands, and he knows some of them will be getting contact, getting a call, a feedback from those places they submitted an application to for jobs, like possible jobs, like warehouse jobs. And also, I think he mentioned that his own case too, that he has actually tried to submit an application and he knows the kind of positive response that he keep getting from some of these places he submitted an application to because they saw that he has the skills, the forklift, and he's also more like a trainer. He has been training people. So that recommendation really has been helping him to get positive feedback. So now with that, he has a broader chance of switching if he wants to. So I'm just trying to cite an example with his own story or case to make you know that when you learn something like that, there is some time you might not really know when this thing will open door for you for that kind of opportunity you're looking for. So think of something you know you can do a longer time, you could do for a long period of time, or something that would really connect or not too far away from your passion, something you will know, okay, yes, if you go for the skills, you will stay put when you find a job related to that skill. So you learn it, then maybe start doing your normal part-time job. When the time comes, you'll be surprised when that thing will just open the way, open that door for you, that pathway, and you get a job in conjunction with what you learn. Surprisingly. Okay, now let me use example number two. While we were also discussing about possibilities and opportunities, he also mentioned that he knew of a guy that was working in a construction company. And meanwhile, this guy was an accountant back home before he got to Malta. Then in the process, he said, while he was working, unfortunately one day he just happened to stumbled on the manager, the direct manager who is a foreigner, and then he just summoned that courage to approach him and let the man know that apart from you seeing me working as a uh, laborer, construction workers, and all that, that is also an accountant by profession. That he is very good at accounting. And the man was like, "Really? Are you sure? Serious?" And then, fortunately for him, the man said, "Okay, come to my office." The man invited him to the office and interviewed him on the job about the accounting thing. He said, and surprisingly, he passed the interview, and then he has to be, redeployed. He was moved from the construction part now into the office in the accounting department. He got the job. That's example number two. Now, example number three, I will take this from myself. Okay. Now, you guys, you all must have heard or you've watched series of my videos where I keep saying security training, because I have security background, other stuff. I mentioned that I have over some years back home as a aviation security officer. I went for the training, I got the certificate, and I also applied for my license, got the license. Now, I tried to apply for three security jobs. One actually offered me a job, but we were trying to balance the agreed hours. Although I was not really kind of concerned, I was weighing my options though. And another one also offered me. The one that offered me the job was actually like an energy company. I was not really I wasn't that interested. Then I actually went for an interview, another recruiting company, like an agency, so a security company. Then they wanted to also offer me a job, like they congratulated me though that I passed the interview, asked me for the document, but something happened. That's why I decided I'm not supposed to be discussed. Then the third one also called me for an interview and then saw that I mentioned particularly that I'm aviation security officer, that I was an aviation security officer back home. Then one of their clients is also an airline. So the aviation job thing, she really wanted to find out whether or not what I said was true. So she started asking me questions concerning my what we do as an aviation tech, okay, my responsibilities as an AFSEC. And I mentioned then told it, she gave me a quick practical test that okay, I should just draft a report in case there is any scenario and other stuff. We did that. And then she told me one of their clients is an airline. And in the process now, when I realized they mentioned an airline, and this airline happens to also be one of the clients we manage back home in Nigeria. My private company, the private sector company I work for back home, also are the one responsible for the aviation secondary screening airport work apart from the federal government security officer. We are the direct security service provider to the airline back in Nigeria. So I had to quickly take hold of I quickly had to seize that opportunity to let her know that okay, if you mentioned that this airline is the one of the prospect clients you wish to send me to, I said tell them that the company I work for is the one managing them in Nigeria, and that if they feel they want to find out about me they can reach out to that company and ask who I was when I was with them, to ask about me or to anything they want to find out, because I happen to be more like the station supervisor, more like a manager thing. Like the station I was managing, Benin, I was more like the head. So you can say maybe the manager back home. So I said, if you find that I know I really did my part, the company even wouldn't have actually let me go, because I was really vital and a team player, a vital staff to them. So I was confident. I know I didn't have a bad record. I didn't spoil myself. I don't get skeleton in my cupboard. So I know even if they try to find out, there will not be bad thing or something. The company won't even mention me in kind of bad light or whatever. They really will talk good of me. I'm sure of that. So I was now using that as a yardstick to say, if they feel they want to find out whether or not I've been telling them the truth, they can reach out to the company, ask about me, and they will get any information to get. So one way or the other, something is actually coming up. That's that. But I have the reason why I'm mentioning that. Then last or the fourth example is someone also who's related, connected, or like a friend to these guys that did this forklift training thing. One of their friends also back in Nigeria learned and had this, was satisfied as solar panel or this solar installer thing. So he learned that he has the certificate to it. And then when he got here, it's actually a very tall guy. So I think he joined some group, like a basketball group thing. They were like into basketball. Then one were luckily for him, one of the members of his basketball team said he's relocating, that wanted to relocate from maybe from Malta to somewhere. And the guy was working with a company that is into kind of installations, probably installations, electricals, whatever kind of installation thing. So the guy now had to like, okay, oh, I don't know, maybe he should recommend them to the company. You should recommend him to the company if it's possible for him to just take over. So he was recommended. The company called him and they saw that, oh, he has a certificate about solar panel thing, installer, and it just make it look similar to all these electrical installations. So the company felt for him to have experience of installing and other stuff, they interviewed him, they get convinced, and they put him on training for 2 days. They had to train him. They trained him for a while, and I got the job. So it's actually working with a company where they go for some kind of installations. And I know company like that, they really will not want to do away with anybody that is working with them. But for the fact that they even have to train you so you would fit into the main thing they do. Someone like that would easily get retained after school. So he got the job. He's working with it. Sometimes he even had to drive the company vehicle to, go deliver something, go do some installation jobs. So when I see that kind of guy, I feel, okay, imagine what he did. It was a certificate and this, and he was able to connect it to installations and other stuff. And now he got a job in that field. I know someone too who happens to have a knowledge in AC installation back home. And when he started working with a construction company, from there, he quickly made them know that he's into AC, and they had to shift him to the department of AC installation, and so it's not just the regular construction workers. And I think from according to him, he was given more like a 5 years contract. The company, you should imagine, so the company is even willing to retain him. They've been even talking to the school that as soon as it's done, they want to apply for a full-time work permit for him. That's according to the guy. So you see, so one of these two skills they learn back home really will play a vital role. And I mentioned that like couple of times. The Indians do take advantage of that. They are really been benefiting from such, particularly 80% to 90% of the Indians are good when it comes to riding bike. And once they just get there, the first thing they do is start to penetrate into this boot and wood food straight up. So instead of them to find it difficult to get jobs, they just quickly dive into that and start doing delivery, courier jobs, stuff like that. So if you're good in vehicles and Okada, you wouldn't know when you will find this job as probably a career worker for companies that are looking for delivery persons. So don't think all these things when you are working towards to acquire these skills, or when you get there and your mind is telling you to try to go for a particular skill, do not ever think it's going to be like a waste. You will not be, you will be shocked. You will be shocked when you will find yourself really, at the point where these things just open that quick opportunities, open that door for a door of lovely, wonderful opportunity for you. So this is just me trying to encourage you, to let you know that whatever it is you feel you want to learn quickly as a skills, do not kind of underplay the importance, the value of what that thing will give you in the long run when that opportunity start calling. Do you understand? This is what I'm going to stop here for now. Thank you for watching up to this very minute. Please kindly like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that when I post a new content, a new videos, you will be the first to be notified, and it might be something that will become beneficial to you at the point when it will be released. So until we meet in my next video, I'll say bye for now.